Hi, my name is Al Green. Not that one, but the struggling guy who was in the music industry for years trying to sell talent and songs to agents. The agents befriended me and taught me techniques that I want to pass on to you through my program, which is called You Can Talk, You Can Sell. Anyone who has ever taken this program has excelled in selling and either risen to the top of their company, their team, or the top of their field. It's called You Can Talk, You Can Sell, and you can get it right here. You want to grow your sales revenue, and you want to do it right away. And one of the things you want to do is make sure that the revenue you bring in from selling is based on you and not luck, because there is no luck when it comes to sales, because every professional depends on their own skill set, and that's what you can learn here. Can you do it without learning here? Yeah, you can. But I'll shortcut you so many different ways that you could save a lot of trouble. You will not be working as hard to struggle, but you will be working hard, because hard work equals hard money, meaning good money. Now, this program will work for any business, and there is an amalgam of industries out there that you might be involved in. Whether you're business to business or personal one-on-one selling, selling is not a roll of the dice. It's focusing on learning professional skills so that you can be the most effective person, that the more people you talk to, the more closes you have, and you become effective at closing by subtle, gentle manipulation of a conversation, which begins with you listening. When you focus on your own skill set, you're willing to learn and you're willing to invest in yourself the time it takes. And it doesn't matter whether you're a wholesale rep, or you're in retail sales, or you're in specialty sales. If you're in art selling art, an incredible opportunity to make good money in selling art. And this goes for seasoned veteran executives as well as sales managers, entrepreneurs, but anybody who has a business has to sell something, otherwise they're not going to be in business. If they have a contract with the government, somebody sold the contract. It's like in the music industry, it used to be you would hear stories about people that were discovered by an industry executive while they were performing in a nightclub. Well, that discovery is not as obvious as that, because a lot of times what ended up happening was somebody invited an agent to that nightclub to see this person perform. That in itself is a type of selling. If you're a talent agent or you work for a talent agency, you are selling. When you want to grow revenue and you are a financial services representative, there isn't one financial services I ever met that didn't have a bit of a sales jargon, that wasn't talking about features and benefits, because they're consultants. They talk about consulting, and they're selling you on going with their company versus their competition. Basically, when you're in sales, professional sales, you're running a business within a business. You work for a large company, but you are running your own business, keeping track of your own sales and generating as much money as you need, because the greatest thing that you could learn is that money is not finite. You can always make more. And if you need to make more money, you can give yourself a raise by selling more. How do you sell more? That's what we teach in the course. Hundreds of salespeople and sales managers that have come to me to increase the sales for their teams, business owners that want to know how to market better, and I give them the techniques that come from the masters. These are not techniques that I developed myself. Some of them are, but most of them came from the masters who are the big salespeople that teach $1,000,000 sales. But if you're a manufacturer's rep, if you're selling medical sales or pharmaceuticals, software, this will apply to real estate people. The 6-figure selling system will apply to insurance people, people who sell precious metals, people who sell retail. Do you know, in interviewing a lot of people throughout colleges and throughout employment agencies, there's a lot of people today that would be happy if they could earn 5 figures. Now think about that. A $60,000 a year job is $5,000 a month. That makes a lot of people happy. But in reality, how about 6 figures? How about $10,000 a month? It's completely doable and it's done all the time. It doesn't matter. If you're selling technology, business to business, you've got an incredible advantage because you have the internet for contact and you have easy research. You can research the customer, you can research the advertising of your competitor, you can research the advertising of the company you're selling to, and you can become more informed about what you're doing when you are dealing with the rep that you're selling, who might be a purchasing agent. When you come down to it and you're selling, what you want to always remember is if you provide the service first and offer the quality of service before the sale, promising that you're going to offer that same quality after the sale, you can have a happy customer that will return to you from time to time. If you're selling cars, there's no reason why you can't sell more than one car to the same customer. I've been that customer. Several years ago, I found a dealership that I liked. I bought one car from them, and a year later, I bought another car from them. Dealt with the same guy because he took care of me. However, when that dealership changed hands and the new people came in, they were not as willing to work with me like they knew me. They were a little bit more formal. So I went to another dealership and I talked to an older gentleman who was very, very laid back. And I didn't want any pressure, so I said, you know what, I'll be ready to talk in a couple of days. I'm busy for a while. Well, 3 days later, he called me up. And he said, where you been? And I said, well, I told you I've been busy. He says, well, you said a couple of days. It's been 3 days. I thought I'd just give you a call. I said, okay. Well, I thought I'd just pick up your call. It turns out over a period of 2 years, I purchased 2 cars from the same guy. He took care of me like we were old friends, and so did his boss. I made friends with his boss, the sales manager, who also appreciated what I do for a living, and he took care of me with the best service I could ever imagine. Every industry can benefit from good service. Every industry. Nobody's immune. When you offer professional courtesy and you give dignity in your treatment of your customer and also treat them calmly and listen to them, you'll find that even if they're disgruntled for any reason, you can handle it, especially if you show that you care. I have come in as a specialty expert to handle unhappy customers for other sales reps and help smooth out the problems. And what I found is when you listen to a person who's very irate and very upset, and you just listen very calmly, and you let them know that you can help them, you ask them very simply to engage with you. Will you help me, work with me, so we can solve this problem for you? Well, you tell me what I need to do. Okay, I'm going to give you a name of a person. I want you to make a phone call to that person, and I want you to explain exactly what you told me, and you can mention my name. If you have any help with what to say, what's the dialogue, let me know. One of the most common things that I offered before I made the sale was letting them know, you're signing a contract for a service, but in a year, they're going to hit you with a price increase, and I want to tell you how to get around that. And they say, well, how do I do that? And I tell them, mark your calendar for 11 months from today and call me. Now, this is a technique I learned from a top-notch salesperson who was working a business that expected everybody to earn 5 figures, and he was earning 6+. How he did it, I didn't know. It was beyond me, so I had to ask him, and that's where I learned a lot of techniques that I'm going to go over with you. One of the things we want to talk about are all the techniques, including the techniques of getting past the gatekeeper, the person who's there just to screen you out and make sure that you don't get in. That's a really fun class, and we're going to do that together. So stay with it, and just remember, stay professional, and keep studying, keep investing in yourself. It'll be worth it in the long run, and you will see how making a 6-figure income is a lot closer than you might think it is. The average salesperson switches companies about 7 times, always looking for more money. That includes myself. And every time you do, you look for the possibility to make a higher income. And when you find it and you do it, it only means that you're more valuable to your company, and often you're valuable to your competitors as well, and they come looking for you. Not to hunt you down, but to hire you away. Even though you might not be interested, it's not a bad place to be in. I always recommend, if you stay focused on being professional, that's the kind of an outcome you can see.